What's up, crew? Welcome back to the Nate the Great YouTube channel. My name is Nate. I hope everybody's doing good. This is day 5 out of 12 of my sugar fasting protocol stint. And so let's just pull up the numbers right up here on the screen. Again, as I've mentioned in a few of my videos now, for this phase, I'm focused on keeping my body fat percentage in check and either, at or going down, working on my muscle mass. So I'm going to the gym, really focusing on volume, and I'm not necessarily too concerned with my body weight overall, just trying to keep it within a range. And that's why I'm kind of doing the sugar fasting protocol, just to keep it in check. All right, so I have some news to share, everybody. So I am in the final week of my 5K training. Yesterday, I ran for 35 minutes straight. Due to the weather outside here in Florida, it was another gym run session. Again, it is what it is, but we got it done. We got it done. And so that's ultimately what I wanted to share was next week. Now I'm filming this on the Friday prior. So 1 week from today, I will be on the Gulf of America, whatever, running on the beach there. And I will be doing a 5K. I'm really excited because the next step from there is a 10K and then a half marathon and then a marathon on my birthday in January of next year. So sticking to my plan, not making excuses, getting it done. All right. In addition, I am, again, working on a coaching opportunity. So this is kind of one of those things where I know it exists. I know a lot of people, individuals, they build out their YouTube channel and then they start coaching people. I never envisioned myself as one of those people. Again, I love helping others, and the whole kind of point of starting this huge channel, was kind of two-pronged. One was I wanted to start documenting my health journey just for prosperity reasons and for my own selfish reasons, but I also wanted to see if I could at least help one other person maybe find a new path on their health journey, especially if they're stalled out. So I've gotten permission to share this information, so I will keep names out just for privacy reasons. But one of the first videos I posted was just, breaking the cult cycle. So if you don't know who I am, I started really on carnivore keto. I was at 335 pounds. And I lost a lot of weight, just eating meat, intermittent fasting, extended day, alternate day fasting. And that worked for probably a year, and it worked really, really well. And then I stalled out and I was stuck at about 240, 250 for about almost a year, trying to do the same thing and just expecting a different result. And so I shared that story on one of my very first videos, and an individual contacted me. He's a fellow veteran, and he kind of gave me the rundown that he started at 360 pounds, which was a lot more than 30 more pounds than where I started from, and he had gotten down to about 280 using the carnivore keto, and then now he's been stalled. And he had given me, and I had asked, like, okay, what's your overall cholesterol? What's your HDL? What's your LDL? What's your triglycerides? And he came back and he said, I just went in for my yearly, because he goes to the VA for his health care. And he said his total cholesterol was 350. His HDL was low, like borderline low, like 50. His LDL was through the roof. I want to say over 200. And his total triglycerides were over, I think it was 350 as well, 350. So we're talking danger, red zone, way beyond red zone for cholesterol. And the doctor was just beyond themselves. And he told me that he argued with the doctor and asked them to do that LDL panel where it tells you if you have dense or fluffy LDL. And I'm like, oh my God, it sounds exactly like what I did. And so we had a lot of parallels. And I said, this is where the coaching opportunity came in. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how how to work through deprogramming a carnivore cult member, because he was very adamant that this sugar fasting thing was just absolute crazy bonkers, stupid idea. But he felt exactly like I felt, which was he feels stuck, and he feels like no matter what he does or how well he does it, he is not making any more progress, and his health metrics are tanking. I asked him a couple other things around like, hey, what is your energy level? Like when you first wake up, how do you feel? And he's just like, I mean, I don't want to get out of bed. And then he has to slam coffee first thing, and then every 30 to 40 minutes, another black coffee. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this sounds like it's like two different people, but we're living the exact same lives. And so I'm like, wow. So I sat down with him and on a couple of Zooms, and we just talked through like, what has he been doing? Kind of just getting a baseline as to where he's at on his health journey. And he's been stalled for about 5 or 6 months doing, it was working really well. And then all of a sudden he hit a brick wall. Nothing's working. He's doing the exact same thing. He's just doing it more extreme. So now instead of alternate day fasting, he's trying to do extended day fasting. And then, he'll water fast for 2 days. And guess what? He doesn't lose any weight. And I'm like, oh, I know what that feels like. So I just started to introduce him to the things that I've been doing. And this is why I think this YouTube channel really has value, because I'm not saying that the sugar fasting protocol is something that you should try if you're stuck. It's just, experiment. If you're stuck and you feel like doing the same thing over and over again doesn't work, and you're not getting any different results, which is to be expected because you're doing the same thing. I mean, this is where I started to kind of work with him. And he wanted to kind of do a hybrid where he's terrified. He listens to all the carnivore keto YouTubers, and man, they fearmonger the crap out of sugar. They try to make it seem like the fruits are just the absolute worst thing you can do for your body. And then just, oh my gosh, any carbs that you put in your body are just going to destroy you. And so that programming, that mechanism, right? Because then I started to kind of, instead of take the approach of like, well, they're wrong, listen to me instead, because I'm the authority figure. Well, no, I'm not. But here's the point I'm trying to make. And so I asked him to kind of think through, logically, is fruits really bad for you? Like, let's start from there. Let's just do a little bit of research and understand how fructose affects your body. Because the whole fearmonger is like, it goes straight to your liver and then it destroys your liver. And to that end, I'm like, well, there's people that live only eating fruits for their whole lives. And I'm not saying they're most healthy people in the world, but they live a pretty good life, with some other, extreme health metrics that are undesirable. But we can avoid that. We don't need to think about the margins. We just need to think about how do we get you unstuck from your weight loss journey. So I've worked with him for the last month and a half now, and he has slowly started to understand that, look, I'm not trying to bulldoze. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you, because at the end of the day, being stuck at 270, 280 and having another 100 plus pounds to lose and just not getting anywhere in your current solution, it just can feel very, very deflating and demoralizing. And to that end, he's really started to get over that sugar fear, that sugar phobia. And I had him just try a hybrid approach. It was going slow for him. He wasn't liking how slow it was going, but I think he started to understand that, like, oh, once he started to have a little bit of a sugar bomb in the morning, which consisted of some blueberries. I mean, a blueberry, some orange juice, and a little bit of honey and a little bit of maple syrup in the morning. And he did that for a week now, this last week straight. And I'm having him check in almost every day now, just to tell me how he's feeling. And he sent me a message last night, and he gave me kind of a rundown of his day. And he was like, I think I didn't have coffee today. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I do not remember the last time, because you just get up like a little drone, and you you know, half awake, you walk, you make your coffee, and then you go and do something, and then you before the pot's even made fully, you gotta get it in because your energy's just, you know, tanked. And so that's the only way he knew how to pep himself up in the morning. And now he's waking up in the morning and he's feeling really amazing, and he's getting that little sugar bomb in, and he's doing it. And I'm excited because he's dropped now 15 pounds in the last month, and I am so excited for him. He is just through the moon. He's gotten over his phobia of sugar. He's gotten over all those, you know, things that people keep telling him are bad for you. And I was like, all right, let's go do some blood work. You know, let's check and make sure that we are still on the right path. And he just got back to me, just like I said last night, with a whole update. And he said his total cholesterol is back in the borderline range. So we're moving in the right direction. The LDLs are going down. The HDLs are going back up, which is exactly what we want to see. And his triglycerides are borderline now. It's back down and I think around 150, 200, which is amazing. And we're talking a month, you guys, a month of just breaking that cycle. He was super nervous. He was super hesitant. He tried to do the hybrid thing. He realized, you know, he was like, well, you know, I'll just do do something in the morning, sugar bomb, and then I'll have, you know, my normal carnivore throughout the day. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, but go for it, you know, try it. Why not? Like, and he tried it for like a week, and it was causing him a lot of GI distress and et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do next? Right. And this is what I come back to always, is you got to be able to help yourself and be willing to try new things, especially when you're stuck. If you think that, okay, I can only do it this way because the internet told me that's the only way that I can do it, even though my experience is that it's not working, even though it did work, now it's not. It's just really inspiring. I'm so excited for him. Again, this is one of my 2 individuals that I'm piloting my coaching program with. Again, I don't really have a system. I don't have a prescription. I don't tell you, you have to do X, Y, and Z. It literally can come down to this, you guys. Listen, it can come down to this. Try something different, okay? Try something different. Oh, there was a big spider web. I'm going to turn around. I don't want to go through that bad boy. That's okay. So try something different, okay? And then, listen, get walking, get moving, jack up that NEAT, and whatever that walking looks like. If you're starting at 1,000 steps a day, then do 1,500 the next week or whatever, right? Don't overwhelm yourself. Just get moving intentionally. Get out there with your family. Take a nature walk. Go to a new nature reserve and just do a little bit of a walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. You know, like, don't keep making excuses. And that's what I wanted to kind of talk through today, was how to deprogram somebody that's in a cult. In this instance, it's the carnivore cult, and how to really approach an individual and try to help them, understanding that generally speaking, they need to be able to get to that point where they want to help themselves before anybody else can really, you know, from the outside help you. So I'm just really excited for his outlook, his future. Again, I think he does definitely feel better on the GI stuff when he is eating carnivore, but I think he's starting to wake up to the idea that, okay, metabolically, he's unhealthy. The carnivore thing worked until it didn't. And now he's trying something different. His body is responding in kind, and he is on a different path, and he's losing weight. All of his blood metrics are coming back into normal range. And that's just kind of to the point of what I'm doing. And it's really kind of jolted me into a different space when it comes to my mindset. And I really want to make these 2 pilots really stand out, because it's going to give me the momentum and the drive to want to keep helping other people that reach out, that are in desperation, that are at the end of their rope, you know, metaphorically speaking. And it's just, it's really awesome. I'm excited. And so this pilot program is probably going to go for another, I'd say, at least 2 or 3 months. I don't like to rush things because we need time, we need data. And to that end, I'll be sharing a little bit more on these 2 individuals and kind of what they eat in a day, what they used to do, what they do now, and where they're at on their journey. And I'm just excited. Both of them are okay with using all their information, as long as I don't share their name or addresses or anything, which I wouldn't do. But okay, guys, I am going to wrap this one up for today. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you're all getting that non-negotiable in. And let me tell you what, I'm really excited for the future. This whole coaching thing is going to, I think, really come in, and I'm really excited to hopefully help others that are in those same precarious situations, and we'll get there together over time here. So, all right, see you guys, everybody, in the next one. Take care, bye.